Welcome to Cozy English Corner. Clara, you look like you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders today. Is everything all right?
Honestly, Alex, I am just tired. The gray winter sky here in Columbus is not helping my mood, but it is mostly my job.
I understand. February in Ohio can be brutal. But tell me about work. What is happening?
It is my communication. I have 10 years of experience in logistics, but in our team meetings, I feel like a child. I cannot explain past events clearly.
Can you give me an example? What exactly happens when you try to speak?
Yesterday, I tried to explain a major delay at the warehouse. I wanted to say I traveled there. The situation was bad and I was angry. But I just mixed everything up.
I hear this all the time. People mix up was, went, and felt. They say things like, I was to the warehouse, or I went angry.
Yes! That is exactly what I do. And when I do it, I see my manager's face change. It keeps me awake at night, Alex. I worry they think I am uneducated.
That is a very heavy burden to carry, Clara. Your intelligence is not the problem. The problem is that English grammar books teach these words as just past tense verbs instead of tools for storytelling.
Tools for storytelling? What do you mean by that?
When native speakers talk about their day, they do not think about grammar. They paint a three-dimensional picture. They describe the condition, the movement, and the emotion.
Condition, movement, and emotion. That sounds completely different from how I learned it.
Let us break it down. First, we have was and were. I want you to think of these words as a photograph.
A photograph. Because it does not move?
Exactly. Was describes a static condition or state. Imagine you are driving on Interstate 270 during rush hour.
I know that feeling very well. Bumper to bumper traffic.
Right. You are not going anywhere. You are just sitting in the car. You would say, I was stuck in traffic. It is just a picture of your condition.
I see. I was stuck. Not an action, just a reality. What if it is my whole team?
Then you use were. For example, if your team is trying to finish a massive report, you would say, we were busy. Again, it is just the condition of the group.
That makes so much sense. So, was and were set the scene. They give the background information.
Perfectly said. Now, let us look at the second tool, went. If was is a photograph, what do you think went is?
If it is movement, then maybe it is like a video?
Yes. Went is always about physical movement from point A to point B. It requires a destination.
So when I finally escaped that terrible meeting yesterday, I can say, I went to my desk.
Exactly. You physically moved your body to your desk. Or maybe after work, you needed a break and you walked down High Street. You would say, I went to get a coffee. Depper.
I actually did that yesterday. I went to a cafe because I needed to clear my head.
Notice how natural that sounds. You used went because there was a journey. You cannot say, I was to a cafe because was is static.
That is exactly the mistake I always make. I mix up the photograph and the video.
It is a very common trap. But here is the third piece, and this is where it gets deeply personal. We have the scene, we have the movement, but now we need the internal experience.
The internal experience. You mean the word felt?
Yes, felt is the past tense of feel. It describes the emotional impact a situation had on you. It is entirely internal.
So, when my manager was ignoring my logistics report, I would say I felt dismissed. Durr.
Precisely. The external situation was the meeting, but your internal reality was feeling dismissed. And there is an incredible scientific truth about this.
Science? About English grammar?
Not just grammar, but psychology. There is a concept called affect labeling. Researchers at UCLA found that when people accurately put their negative feelings into words, like saying, "I felt angry," the amygdala, the fear center of the brain, actually calms down.
Wait, really? Just by finding the right word to describe the emotion, my brain reduces stress?
Yes, when you struggle to explain your day because you mix up went and felt, you hold on to that stress. By separating the action from the emotion, you process the experience properly.
That is profound, Alex. I always thought learning vocabulary was just to make my boss happy. I never realized it was a tool to protect my own mental health.
Language is how we make sense of our world. Let us put it all together to create that 3D picture. We will use one event and describe it from all three angles.
Okay, I am ready. Let us use my terrible morning today.
Great. Step 1. The photograph. The condition. Describe the weather this morning.
The weather was freezing, and the roads were icy.
Perfect condition. Step 2. The video. The movement. What did you do because of the ice?
I went back inside the house to get a heavier coat.
Excellent movement. Step 3. The internal reality. How did this situation impact you?
I felt completely exhausted before my workday even started.
Now, say all three sentences together naturally.
The roads were icy. I went back inside to get a coat, and I felt completely exhausted before work even started.
That is absolutely brilliant. You just gave me a rich, native level description of your morning. No confusion at all.
I cannot believe how clear that feels in my mind. It is like organizing my thoughts into separate boxes.
Exactly. Because many learners try to put everything into one box, which leads to mistakes. Let us test your new skills in the error lab.
The error lab. Bring it on, Alex. I am ready to fix some sentences.
Here is the first common mistake. I felt to the airport early yesterday.
That is mixing emotion with movement. You cannot feel a destination. It should be, I went to the airport early yesterday, that there.
Spot on. How about this one? Someone says, I went so stressed during the presentation.
That one is tricky, but I know it is wrong. Stressed is an internal emotion, not a place. You cannot travel to stress. So it must be, I felt so stressed during the presentation. Theater.
Perfect analysis. And what if they just wanted to describe their general condition at that time?
Then they would use the photograph concept. I was stressed.
You have mastered this, Clara. When you speak in your next logistics meeting, I want you to remember these three distinct tools.
I will. It is funny. I feel lighter just knowing this. I no longer have to dread talking about a bad shift at work.
That lightness is your brain processing the stress, just like the UCLA study showed. Let us solidify this with a quick, natural role play.
Okay, a role play. We are coworkers talking by the coffee machine.
Hey, Clara. I heard the software system crashed yesterday afternoon. How did the team handle it?
It was total chaos, Alex. The warehouse system was completely frozen for 3 hours.
Oh, that sounds awful. Did everyone stay late?
No, management sent us away. We all went to the conference room to fill out manual paperwork.
Manual paperwork in 2024? That must have been frustrating.
It was. To be honest, I felt overwhelmed by the sudden change, But we survived.
And scene. Clara, that was flawless. You moved from the static condition of the software to the movement into the conference room to your internal overwhelmed feeling.
Thank you, Alex. I actually visualized the photograph, the video, and my heart while I was speaking. It slows me down in a good way.
That pacing is what gives you authority when you speak. Rushing causes mistakes. Taking a second to choose the right 3D tool makes you sound composed and professional.
I am definitely sharing this framework with some of my international coworkers. We all struggle with this exact same anxiety.
Please do. And for everyone listening to us today, I have a challenge for you. Think about the most stressful day you had last week.
Yes, we want to hear your stories in the comments. Write 3 sentences for us.
Exactly. One sentence with was or were to set the scene. One sentence with went to show your movement.
And finally, 1 sentence with felt to tell us your internal emotion. Let us see those 3D stories.
We read every single comment and read every single comma, and we love seeing how you apply these psychological and linguistic tools to real life.
Thank you for this session, Alex. I feel ready to tackle my afternoon meetings now, even if it starts snowing again.
You are very welcome, Clara. If this lesson helped you, and remember, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone who is tired of boring grammar rules. We will see you in the next episode.